Last week's portion, Balak, ends with the terrible, terrible tragedy that occurred among the Jewish people, where upon following the advice of the Midianite Bilam to the Moabites on how to get God to be angry with the Jewish people, and he advised Balak that get the young girls to seduce the Jewish men physically and get them to worship idols. And tragically, there was a significant number of young Jewish men that fell into this seductive trap. At the beginning of this week's portion, we are told that God commanded Moses to avenge the Midianites. The Midianites had caused so much pain among the Jewish people by sending their young women to seduce the Jewish men. Rashi asks a question. Moses was commanded to take revenge against the Midianites, and basically destroy the Midianites, because the Midianites had this rabid hatred for the Jewish people, and they did anything possible to bring us down, and they were the ones who caused this terrible plague of seduction. So, avenge the Midianites. But wait a second, Rashi asks a question based on a medrash. There were also the Moabites, the Moabite nation, and the Moabite women also participated in this. In fact, it was the Moabite women who started this seduction process. So why is God saying only take revenge against the Midianites, take revenge against the Moabites, destroy the Midianites and destroy the Moabites? So Rashi brings the medrash that says, no, God didn't want the Moabites to be destroyed. Why? Because in the future, there was going to be a young, magnificent, beautiful, holy, spiritual woman that would emerge from the Moabites, that would be born into the Moabites, and that would be Ruth. Ruth, the Moabite. Ruth, who converted to Judaism so sincerely, and who was the epitome, the paragon of kindness and self-sacrifice. And she was merited to be the great-great-grandmother of King David and then King Solomon. And there will be peace in the world, and Messiah will come. And the Messiah will actually have descended from this Ruth. So God says, keep the Moabites alive. Don't revenge against the Moabites, because Ruth in the future is going to be born from the Moabites. So here's my question, and it's an obvious question. The Midianites brought Israel to sin. The Moabites brought Israel to sin. So, fine. So God says destroy the Midianites because they brought Israel to sin. So destroy the Moabites. Wait a second. There's this special, magnificent young woman who's supposed to emerge from the Moabites generations later. Fine, destroy the Moabites. Let Ruth be born somewhere else. Let Ruth be born to another group. Why? So what was so difficult for God? And the answer is powerful. The answer is enlightening. The answer is invigorating. And the answer tells so much about not only Ruth, but who each and every one of us is, who we are. When God creates a person, that person carries with himself, with herself, this very specific genetic makeup that is made up of this parent and that grandparent and that great-grandparent, and the merging, the blending of all of these genes and all of these characteristics to create the person. So God wanted Ruth to be created Ruth needed to be created through. She was a Moabite. She needed to be created through the Moabites and through the specific genetic generation after generation transmission that was required to make Ruth who she was, that she should emerge with the qualities that she carried to be able to become the great Ruth. So that's why God could not destroy the Moabites, because generations later, Ruth would emerge. So this shows and this teaches us that each and every one of us, we couldn't have been, when you give the Hallmark birthday card, you're the best parents in the world. Thank you. I couldn't have picked better parents. What a family. It's not just a Hallmark card. It's God tailor-made us. We are who we are. God fashioned us very specifically through a chain of DNA and a chain of lineage for generations and generations, and that makes us who we are. So there is me, I, myself. There's no one else in the world like me. And I am each and every one of us, just like Ruth the Moabite. Each and every one of us is fashioned very specifically, carefully, lovingly by God to become who we are. So each and every one of us, God made each and every one of us unique, and each and every one of us is special. And let us remember how special and unique we are. Yes, we all of us, God created man from the dust of the earth, blew into his nostrils a soul of life. But each and every one of us has a soul of life. And even each and every one of us has a different sense of vitality, a different characteristics, unique qualities that are only possessed by us. And the contribution that we can give to the world, to our families, to the Jewish people, is unique. It's only you who can be the best you possible, created by Hashem. Have a magnificent, beautiful, glorious Shabbos.